Now, the family's divided by a language barrier. British-born children of parents who moved from overseas often grow up speaking only English, while their grandparents may speak little of it. Well, some youngsters are going to language classes to try and bridge the gap. And now, a teaching assistant in Leicestershire has written a book to help families connect. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
Who here is British?
A children's book launch at Leicester Central Library, but this is about so much more than Afghanistan's fruit.
Try to say seb. Seb, very good.
Farishta hopes learning some simple phrases in both English and Persian Dari can help divided families to overcome their own language barrier.
As soon as the kid enters school, they kind of lose touch with the heritage language. And what happens is that we need a translator. Sometimes the mom is translating, or they speak with their hands and feet, I think, a little bit.
And why do you think it's so important that kids are able to communicate better with their grandparents, for instance?
You know, you want a conversation, you know. It's just like also a sign of respect and love for the grandparent itself.
But the main point was
It's aimed at people who grew up like Bilal, who's just started a university science degree. Bilal's parents came from Afghanistan, but he was born and brought up here in Leicester.
we all FaceTime each other from all around the world. I get confused and I don't know what to say. And my mum and dad are like translators and they help me and they're like, no, it's this word, no, it's that word. And I just say it all wrong. They're like, oh, Bilal, why are you saying this? I don't understand what you're saying. And I say, I'm sorry, I'm trying my hardest. And they laugh and they mock it. Some of the cities in Afghanistan, I can't pronounce it because it's so hard to pronounce. So I just give up most of the time.
Does it affect your relationship, not being able to speak the same language fluently?
No, really. I think it strengthens it because there's always this little comedy joke that there's always a struggle between the barriers and I always find it funny. But you know, I feel like they give a lot of respect for someone who's learned a lot of languages rather than one.
This is a long-term impact of the migration story. Children growing up speaking English, rooted in British culture. That's why Farishta thinks it's so important for them to understand their parents' story.
I just wanted to have a book for my daughter and for all my nieces and cousins, which speaks about the beautiful side of Afghanistan. Because as you grow older, you feel a bit more appreciation for your own background, your culture, and you want to know where you actually come from and where I would actually have lived if there wouldn't be a war.
You want to help families bond?
Families bond, yeah, of course. And to connect just your country with something lovely.
Connecting across cultures and continents and bringing families closer together.
Well, Jeremy's here in the studio. I mean, that's just lovely, isn't it? You're talking about Afghan families there, but this just happens in many communities, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, Sarah, and especially, of course, in Leicester, where, you know, so many families, thousands have settled from overseas over, more than 5 decades now, and we're talking families particularly from India and Uganda, more recently from Eastern Europe, and a lot of those families now actually send their children to special Saturday schools in Leicester.
What are they actually learning there, then?
Well, it's often about their parents' traditional culture as well as the language, and those languages in Leicester include Gujarati and Mandarin and Ukrainian. I've also been speaking to the Polish Saturday school in Leicester. Now they've got around 70 kids at the moment. A lot of those are from mixed Polish-English marriages, and they say more and more of them don't actually know Polish before they arrive there.
It's a completely different environment. You speak the language that majority of your family speaks. So it gives you that feeling of integrity, of belonging, of identity. Children are like sponges and they will learn those languages and then they just love it.
And of course, this isn't just happening in Leicester. There are similar classes in Derby and Nottingham and Mansfield, for instance. And I think it goes to the heart of a huge question for a lot of families who've migrated here. How easy is it to feel at home in more than one country?
Interesting. Jeremy, thank you very much for that.